Many Kenyans firmly believe that we are under the handshake administration. The handshake administration is what is running the country, making important decisions. Now, of course, the handshake administration involves a man called Raila Odinga, whom Kenyans have always looked up to as somebody who fights for the rights of people, a true democrat, if there was any in Kenya, a man who stands up for the masses, speaks for the masses. And so the big question has to be, where is Raila as worrying events, indeed very many of them undemocratic, and worrying to the masses? Where is Raila Odinga when all this is unfolding? If truly he is powerful in this government, if truly he has a say, then where is he? Or does he support what is unfolding in the country? It would seem that the country has slid back to the behavior by the security organs in the country that we saw in the run-up to the 2017 elections and after. We have seen the arrest of prominent bloggers. Now, whether these individuals are hated or not is not the issue. Because we saw exactly the same thing happening during the 2017, very controversial 2017 elections. We have also seen very strange murders that may appear to be assassinations. The case of Kipchumba Murkomen, the senator of Elgeyo Marakwet, the case of his PA, personal assistant, Bwana Benson Kiptire, comes to mind. This individual was kidnapped, vanished, and then later found murdered. Now, of course, the Tanga group, especially Bwana Murkomen and Kapsaret legislator Oscar Sudi, are convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that their man was assassinated. And they have accused the internal security organs in the country for politicking instead of protecting the lives of Kenyans. They have accused the internal security organ of the government of being very heavily involved in doing things to influence the 2022 elections, and especially the succession of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, ordinarily, these are things which Raila would comment on very quickly in the past. However, he has been silent. There are very serious issues with the implementation of the new educational system in the country, which the Ministry of Education seems to be trying to bulldoze and force down the throats of Kenyans. Raila Odinga has been silent on this. Indeed, the silence of this Kenyan is so loud that it is impossible to miss. All this leads us to ask the very critical political question. Is Raila Odinga's political base slowly but surely waning, disappearing, vanishing? We know that his popularity has been based in the past on his being a prominent opposition figure. His popularity has been based on him speaking on behalf of the masses, on him being a voice for the voiceless. But clearly that is no longer the case. Now, one of the reasons why this is a very critical question to ask and to be able to answer is because we have things like the referendum coming up, where it is expected that both handshake principles will be able to generate massive support right across the country to pass the reforms that are being considered or that would be considered for the referendum. And so, what would be the fate of such a referendum if Raila Odinga cannot even get half of his previous support? Because we know ODM legislators in the House firmly support the government. And we have seen them in the past being instructed to support controversial bills, like the introduction of VAT into fuel a few months ago, which raised the fuel prices at the time. And in that particular case, most ODM legislators voted against the will of the masses. But a referendum is a totally different ballgame, where there's no case of instructing MPs. It is the people who decide. It is the popular will of the people which prevails. And the way things are going at the moment, one would even be forgiven for doubting the influence of Raila Odinga in the 2022 presidential elections and even in the other general elections for the other seats. More so with the biting economic hardships which are kicking in at the moment and are expected to get worse going forward. Now, admittedly, one reason why Raila Odinga handlers would not be worried at the moment is because there is no other Kenyan in the horizon or anywhere who is able to step into the shoes of Raila Amolo Odinga. A man called Musalia Mudavadi is trying very hard, but hawezi make. Another up-and-coming man called Alfred Mutua, the governor of Machakos, is also trying very hard. But obviously, he does not have the qualities, as much as he has done for Machakos. He does not have the qualities to get anywhere near being the next Raila Odinga. Of course, there are those who believe that Raila Odinga is Raila Odinga, that he is able to bounce back from virtually anything. However, the political environment and situation facing Kenya at the moment is unprecedented. There's no doubt about that. Whatever happens, most Kenyans are aware of the fact that our politics at the moment is so fluid. Things are happening so fast. Things are changing so rapidly. So much so that even analyzing it has become very tricky. Some would say impossible. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.